That's right, Steve. Top Republican leaders confirming with me tonight that Donald Trump is still scheduled to make that appearance here at the NC GOP in Greensboro, addressing a crowd on Saturday evening. So no schedule changes. All of this, despite those federal charges that Trump is facing, he will continue his campaign for the White House as his party's top contender. Gathered in Greensboro, Republicans coming together in North Carolina to rally their party.
Hello, North Carolina.
Heavy hitters hoping to become the next president addressing the crowd, but presidential politics taking a back seat to the bigger news of the day.
I think there needs to be one standard of justice in this country. Let's enforce it on everybody.
Florida Governor DeSantis speaking out about the unsealed historic 49-page indictment of former President Donald Trump that paints the picture of what prosecutors allege was a series of steps violating federal crimes.
And is there a different standard for a Democrat Secretary of State versus a former Republican president?
Trump's rival not quite coming to his defense, but calling out the DOJ as he addressed Republicans here in North Carolina.
Make sure we all know the rules. You can't have one faction of society weaponizing the power of the state against factions that it doesn't like, and that's what we've seen.
Also in the room, NC GOP Chairman Michael Whatley, who says Trump will address those charges Saturday night.
The people in this room are going to be very interested to see how all of that plays out. I think there's a lot of people in the Republican Party that have very concerned that he was hounded before he became president. He was hounded while he was president. He's being hounded after he's president.
Wake County voter Sam Hayes wonders what type of political implication this indictment could have for Trump, who is the front runner for the Republican presidential nomination.
It may have some impact. I think right now you're seeing the other candidates rally around the former president. This is a weaponization of the Department of Justice, make no mistake.
The Justice Department coming out a day after Trump announced the indictment on social media. Special Prosecutor Jack Smith, who led the probe into the mishandling of classified documents, says laws that protect national defense information must be enforced.
We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone. Applying those laws, collecting facts, that's what determines the outcome of an investigation.
Smith and his team detailed the missteps of former President Donald Trump using photo evidence, boxes stacked and some toppled over inside Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. Documents containing highly classified information like U.S. defense and weapons information, potential vulnerabilities to military attacks, and details about the country's nuclear program. Back in Greensboro, Robin Cole has voted for Trump in the past, but strongly believes this indictment could be a distraction.
It absolutely does hurt our party. I personally believe it's a big, bullseye on the Republican Party.
Something interesting tonight, DeSantis never calling Trump by name, only referring to him as a former Republican president. Lauren and Steve.
And Jamise, another big moment stood out to you tonight, something that DeSantis said that got a really big reaction from the crowds there.
DeSantis addressing the name change from Fort Bragg to Fort Liberty. That received a standing ovation, a lot of cheers from people in the crowd tonight. And he also addressed how he would handle that name change if president.
And I also look forward to, as president, restoring the name of Fort Bragg to our great military base in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And thank the people that have served there. And they're proud of their service there. And it's an iconic name and an iconic base, and we're not going to let political correctness run amok in North Carolina.
Now, Fort Liberty was officially renamed last Friday as a part of an initiative by the U.S. military to rename 9 Army bases across the country that honor those who fought for the Confederacy. For years, advocates pushed for the name change, but finally picking up steam in 2020 following the death of George Floyd. Congress ordered the Department of Defense to remove Confederate names from military bases across the country. So that was a big moment here tonight to see this crowd react to DeSantis and how he would approach the name change from Fort Bragg to Fort Liberty. Lauren and Steve.
All right, Jamise Price at the NC GOP convention in Greensboro tonight. Our Eyewitness News coverage will continue there tomorrow, focused on Trump and Pence and their speeches.
That's right. Jamise, thank you.